A grand jury has indicted a 15-year-old girl for the murder of her stepmother. But the girl's father told us today about the new developments in the case.
It'll be a real milestone for downtown Lexington. It'll be a landmark.
What developer Dudley Webb says about the new plans filed this week for the Centerpoint project.
Why the University of Kentucky plans to change the way it determines which students should receive scholarships.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. Nearly 2 months after a woman was found dead in her Boyle County home, a grand jury has now indicted her 15-year-old stepdaughter for the murder.
Jenna Oakley faces charges as an adult in the case. Police say they found her in New Mexico with her boyfriend after the murder. New tonight, WKYT's Phil Pendleton talks to Oakley's father. It's our top story at 6.
The prosecutor calls it a capital crime. A 52-year-old woman found murdered in her Junction City home and her car stolen. On Thursday, a grand jury returned the indictment the suspect's father expected all along.
The whole time I knew who did this, so no, it's not a surprise. You know, I just want her to get what she deserves.
Jenna Oakley is charged with both the murder of her stepmother, Rhonda Oakley, and the theft of the car that police say she and her 20-year-old boyfriend, Kenneth Nye, were found in some 1,200 miles away in New Mexico. Philip Oakley says he wants justice and for his daughter to be punished.
You know, I have no remorse for whatever happens to Jenna. She deserves everything she gets.
Jenna Oakley is in a juvenile holding facility somewhere in Kentucky. She will be arraigned on November 1st in Boyle Circuit Court. The teenager's 20-year-old boyfriend remains on life support. Police there say that he tried to kill himself in jail. Oakley says that he did see signs of possible trouble early on.
There were people that knew things as far as between Kenny and Jenna that I talked to, and I tried to get help, and nobody did anything.
The prosecutor says he can't comment on a motive. In Boyle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Now, the prosecutor calls Jenna Oakley's boyfriend, Kenneth Nye, a person of interest in the case. He does not expect anyone else to be charged. New tonight, we're tracking the investigation into a deadly crash in Garrett County. It happened around 1 o'clock this afternoon on Highway 52 near Ledford Lane, just west of Lancaster. The Garrett County coroner says a motorcycle collided with a truck, and the man riding the motorcycle died in that crash. His name has not yet been released. Highway 52 was closed for a few hours, but has since reopened. State police are trying to figure out what led to that crash.
New tonight, Lexington police have named a suspect in connection to a home invasion that ended with 2 people being shot. Police say that they have obtained an arrest warrant for 20-year-old Demetrion Boaz. He's facing a robbery charge. Police say around 8:30 last night, multiple people forced their way into a home on Red Mile Road as part of a drug-related robbery. During that robbery, police say a 19-year-old suspect and a 22-year-old who was trying to protect a friend in the home were both shot. Both of them are still in the hospital. Police say the 19-year-old is also facing a robbery charge. And new tonight, Laurel County Sheriff's deputies have arrested a man they say tried to kill his father-in-law. They say 35-year-old Shane Anders lives in a home with his wife and her father, who has health issues. And deputies say when a home care nurse came to the home this morning, she found an oxygen cord wrapped around the father's neck, and she had to use scissors to cut it off. They say Anders had made multiple threats towards his father-in-law, and deputies say he also assaulted his wife last night. Police charged Anders with attempted murder, wanton endangerment, and assault.
Well, it certainly feels a lot different out there tonight as some much cooler air has moved into the bluegrass. WKYT meteorologist Tim Caldwell joins us now to tell us all about our Friday night forecast.
Yeah, and it looks even chillier as we head through the rest of the evening. Here's the problem, Barb. We're starting to see the sunshine come through right now. The problem with that is the fact that it's going down, so we're not going to have much time left with it. Skies have cleared quite a bit here in Lexington, actually opening up to a beautiful looking sky out there at the moment. You can see more blue and, of course, the light off in the distance. But again, it's stuck behind what remaining cloud cover there is, and it's also at an angle. 55 degrees here in Lexington at the moment, catching that northwesterly wind at around 12 miles per hour. Area-wide, we're still tracking some showers into eastern Kentucky, so for folks headed out to high school football here this evening, you are going to encounter probably some damp conditions in some cases out there, and certainly very chilly temperatures as well as we progress through the rest of the evening here. 24-hour planner will start it by tomorrow morning, though. 39 degrees at that point. Daytime highs tomorrow around 57. Throw in a breeze, and it's going to be even cooler than that for you at times. So it's going to have a little bit of a bite to it as you're out on that Saturday. But you will see more sunshine, so at least you'll have that. I'll break it all down a little more in detail coming up in just a few minutes.
Now, we are just learning that former U.S. Senator Jim Bunning of Kentucky suffered a stroke this week. In a release from his family, we're told that Senator Bunning was taken to the hospital Tuesday night. He's still recovering at a medical facility in northern Kentucky, but we're told he is improving. Bunning is 84 years old. He served as U.S. Senator from Kentucky from 1999 to 2011. Also a great baseball player in his time.
Oh, yes, for Detroit.
Yeah.
We certainly wish him the best.
We do.
Well, it's been in the works for more than 8 years now, but the Center Point project in downtown Lexington still hasn't moved very far along.
No, it hasn't. Here's a live look from our camera near that block. Tonight, developer Dudley Webb says again, you'll soon see more work there going on. And as WKYT's Lauren Miner tells us, new plans have been filed for the project.
It's the question that has been on the minds of many living in the Lexington area.
I've just been wondering what they're going to do with the hole in the ground.
The hole in the ground he's referring to is the Center Point project.
You know, it's been there for a really long time, and I was just hoping to see some progress by now.
This project was approved back in 2008, and now a new set of plans have been filed to help fill the empty space downtown.
We went through 5-6 years of recession. 2014, we had everything ready to go, and we're held up because the bonds couldn't be issued. So now that that's worked out, we can proceed, and that's what we're doing.
Several changes have been made to the project over the years. New plans filed Wednesday include 2 hotels, an office tower, a restaurant, and a retail space.
They're merely internal adjustments within the block, but otherwise the program is pretty much the same as it's always been.
The previous plan had the apartments going into both hotel buildings. Now the apartments will be placed above the office building, which is planned to go on the corner of Limestone and Main Street. Webb says the 2 hotels will be the Marriott Hotel and the Residence Inn. The restaurant is still planned to be a Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse.
It creates jobs, it does wonderful things for the tourism and convention communities. And it'll be a real milestone for downtown Lexington. It'll be a landmark.
In Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Now, Webb says the office building and Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse should be finished by April of 2018. He says the hotel should be finished the following August. The new plans have to be approved by the Courthouse Area Design Review Board.
The University of Kentucky has announced some major changes in the way it gives out scholarships to students. Right now, UK gives most of its financial aid based on grades and test scores. But starting next school year, the university will now focus more on students who need help paying for college. WKYT's Sabira Rayford has more on the change and what students are saying about it.
University of Kentucky Provost Tim Tracy says the reallocation of scholarship funds is going to help keep more students in school. He says this is a plan they've worked on for more than 6 months.
And in our analysis for the University of Kentucky, this was the one factor that just kept coming up over and over.
Tracy says UK's analysis showed that students with a high level of financial need who were performing well in their classes weren't continuing their education at the university. He says it was a problem they wanted to fix.
We believe it will get us to our goal of 70% of our students graduating in 6 years and 90% of our students coming back for that second year.
He says the new plan will use federal standards to determine if a student qualifies for more scholarship money based on the student's merit and financial need. Jaleesa Poindexter is an out-of-state student in the School of Nursing, and she says the changes make her uneasy.
I still have like above a 3.0, and I still am in need, but like to them, I'm not in need because I don't have, my parents make more than what in need is. So it's just really frustrating because it's like I'm getting the short end of the stick on both sides.
Tracy says the university will still award funds based solely on merit.
There are only 150 universities of the 3,500 that have a 70% six-year graduation rate. We want to be one of those universities.
The changes will start next year and will not impact students who were already awarded a scholarship. At the University of Kentucky, Sabir Rayford, WKYT.
Now, UK leaders say when deciding scholarships, they'll also put more weight on high school grade point averages instead of test scores.
Tonight, UK basketball fans will be treated to another early look at this year's team. The annual Blue-White game tips off in about an hour. WKYT's Rob Bromley joins us live now from Rupp Arena with a preview of the game tonight. Hey, Rob.
Hello, Sam. And you know, John Calipari says his players have been competitive against each other in practice. We will find out here tonight how they look as they go against each other. It's the annual Blue-White game in Rupp Arena. Now, big man Isaac Humphries has been slowed by a sore knee. We'll see what his status is here tonight in a little bit. John Calipari says he's not concerned about it, doesn't think it's anything serious. Cal talked at SEC Media Days of how Humphries has developed from last year.
He has really improved. You'll see his body has changed. The issue right now is in the last week and a half, he hadn't practiced but about twice. So his knee had been, we're just trying to rest it. Swelled a little bit. We're trying to rest his knee. Scores the ball, plays pick and roll defense for a guy his size. He does a heck of a job. He's working real hard.
Isaac Humphries and also Ty Wynyard, both sitting out of practice earlier this week. So we'll see when the lineups are introduced coming up here at 7 o'clock. I'll be back shortly with sports, and we'll talk about the outside shot of Isaiah Briscoe. How much will it be improved this season? For now, that's it from here in Rupp Arena. Sam, Barb, back to you.
Thank you, Rob. Coach Cal, a busy man. He's also getting ready for his annual women's clinic Sunday at Rupp Arena. Now, this is the first time it's ever been at Rupp. A record crowd of more than 1,000 female fans will get to see this year's team.
The women come, and because we're doing it at Rupp, and they just enjoy the environment and being around it. And I think they like to be around Ellen more than they even do me.
The fans will also be able to buy balls autographed by Coach Cal and the players. Enjoy that day.
Striking Jim Beam workers at 2 Kentucky distilleries voted on a new contract today. Will they be heading back to work soon? That's next.
And then state leaders say they have reached an agreement with the owner of an Estill County landfill over radioactive waste. New tonight, a week-long strike at 2 Jim Beam distilleries in Kentucky has now ended.
The United Food and Commercial Workers Union says Jim Beam workers approved a new contract offer today. They'll return to work Monday. Union leaders say under the new agreement, Jim Beam agreed to hire more full-time workers, which is what the union wanted. New tonight, the state has reached a tentative agreement with the owner of an Estill County landfill where naturally occurring radioactive waste was dumped. The Energy and Environment Cabinet says the agreement will require advanced disposal services to come up with a corrective action plan for its Blue Ridge landfill that includes addressing how the radioactive waste at the facility will be handled.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Cloudy, dreary, and a cooler day showing up all across central and into eastern Kentucky here on this Friday. The clouds, frontal boundary, showers, all of these elements coming together to make it that way. Let's look back toward the downtown area. There you can see, well, downtown, of course, and not much going on other than the clouds hanging out with us. But let me show you this. Let's adjust our view a little bit, and you'll see that the skies are clearing, not to the west, but right here at the station, we have watched the skies clear a little bit over toward Hamburg. See, actually seeing blue skies, so a little more toward the east, at least one of those little pockets that we're going to run into out there this evening. 55 in Lexington right now with a northwesterly wind at around 12 miles per hour, keeping us nice and cool. We look toward downtown as well here with our traffic, as of course with Blue-White game going on tonight. You can see along Main Street there that traffic is certainly a slow go. We look in and all around Rupp Arena as well, and you can see coming in we are still talking about slow conditions, but weather-wise, beautiful evening out there. Even with those clouds around, it's not a bad time to be out. Now, if you're going out to a high school football game, that's a little different story, especially if you're in eastern Kentucky, because you could run into a stray shower chance. Then it gets a little on the chilly side by the time we get into the halftime and into the second half as well. Showers showing up to our east. That's about the last little bit of it, I believe. We're tracking some from Salyersville back toward, looks like, into Campton there in Wolfe County, Jackson and Breathitt, and then some even into parts of Perry County and Leslie County at this point. Hour by hour run will wrap up the rain across eastern Kentucky, and it will also clear the skies quite a bit for us as we move forward here. It also allows for temperatures to drop into the 30s. It looks like for overnight lows in some cases, upper 30s, low 40s, a safe bet, I think, as we get into Saturday morning. And then the afternoon hours, not much warmer, really, because we're only in the mid and upper 50s out there. So the chilly stuff remains right here with us, but Sunday looks a little bit better because we actually start the morning off a little bit warmer, slightly. It's still going to be chilly, but daytime highs get into the upper 60s. Very comfortable stuff before another frontal boundary will interfere with that and change everything up. So we've got that blast of a chill holding on tonight. So a very cool night ahead with temperatures into the upper 30s in most cases out there, and just downright colder than where we have been the past few days. Throw in the winds that I expect we'll see for a little while here this evening and even into tomorrow, and that'll make it feel even worse. Really coming into play tomorrow. I think 15-20 mile per hour wind gusts off and on through the day tomorrow, meaning that 57 is not going to feel exactly like 57 should. And then you see what happens there as we get into Sunday and Monday. We're back into the 60s and a nice little run and a dry one, at least until next Thursday, guys.
Tonight, tomorrow, good days for chili, hot chocolate.
Chili, hot chocolate,
Bring it on.
up, fire pits, you name it, anything. Yeah.
We will eat
All
the
right.
chili.
If you can bring it back.
Well, we just weren't thinking ahead, were we? Thank you.
All right. Up next, we check back in with Rob Bromley over at Rupp Arena. Hey, Rob.
And some big news for UK baseball today. Plans announced for a new stadium. And here in Rupp Arena tonight, it is the blue-white game. What about the shot of Isaiah Briscoe in this coming season? That's next on WKYT. And welcome back to the floor of Rupp Arena, everybody. 2 exhibition games coming up over the next couple of weeks, but tonight it's the blue-white game as the Wildcats go against each other here on their home court. Now, questions going into this season. Isaiah Briscoe is back. We've heard a lot about how he's concentrated on his shooting. If Briscoe can knock down shots from the outside, it'll be a huge boost to the offense. John Calipari said at Media Day this week that Briscoe is hitting shots.
But he's now taking it on. I got to shoot the ball. In all the 5-on-5 things that we've done, he's shooting 35% from the 3. What did he shoot last year? Yeah, like 12, 13%. So shooting the ball way better, much more confident, and I'm basically making it. Like if he passes up a jump shot, it's a turnover.
I put a lot of work into my jump shot, over the summer, and I still am now. I've become a better shooter. Still got ways to go, but I'm improving.
And tip-off for the blue-white game coming up at 7 o'clock on the SEC Network. Media Day for the UK women's team this afternoon, and Matthew Mitchell had a lot of good things to say about his group. He says all returning players have made noticeable strides during the offseason, and this team has taken on a blue-collar mentality.
When we're at our best, we're blue-collar and we're hard workers, and we are playing harder than our opponent, and that I think will again be when we're at our best with this particular group. But I just think that our returners really committed to improvement.
Big news today. Construction plans are announced for a new baseball stadium. A new $49 million facility would be built on Alumni Drive. The stadium will feature 2,400 permanent seats with additional seating on grass berms for a total of 4,000 fans. It is expected to be completed by the fall of 2018. So that is certainly great news for UK baseball. Mark Stoops gets his team back on the playing field against Mississippi State tomorrow night at Commonwealth Stadium. Big SEC matchup. Again, the Cats will face a dual threat quarterback in Nick Fitzgerald, who showed what he could do last week against BYU, scoring here. Stoops believes his team is doing better against quarterbacks who can throw and run.
I think we very clearly understand the strengths and weakness of every call and what to look for when you have a dual threat quarterback. It doesn't mean you're always going to be perfect. That's why those guys are on a lot of highlights, because they do that to a lot of people. And again, the stress that it puts you under, because a lot of times you can always account for the quarterback with an extra guy, but it puts at his weakness somewhere else.
And the game tomorrow night kicks at 7:30. It is on the SEC Network. And we take a quick look at our game time top 10. Scott County is still number 1. The Cards hosting Dunbar tonight. Lafayette and number 8 Tates Creek tonight in the Roy Walton Bowl. Number 3 LCA is at number 4 Danville. Then Southwestern, Pulaski County, and Madison Central are tied at number 6. Rockcastle is 9. Madison Southern is 10. Lee K. Howard and Brian Milam will have all the highlights for you right here at 11. That's it from here on the floor of Rupp. We'll wrap it up after the break.
Jimmy, we know it's cold now. Does that continue into the weekend?
First part of the weekend is going to be a little bit tough. The problem is tomorrow, guys, it's 57 for a high. Then you factor in 15, 20 mile per hour wind gusts for a better part of the day, and that's when it'll chill you to the bone. So folks headed out to UK's game tomorrow evening. It's one of those times you really wish it would have been a day game, because it's going to have a little bite to it tomorrow night, guys.
And cold for the games tonight.
Yes.
You're joining me on the CW. Thank you for joining us tonight. You're
It's
off to
been a
get dinner
pleasure.
for your husband.
Absolutely, yeah. Have a
See you
great
on the
weekend.
CW.